Hi, I'm Whitney Sullivan. I'm here for RT Book Reviews, and I'm with author Colleen Houck, who writes the YA phenomenon, The Tiger Saga. So Colleen, I have to ask you, you have started off your series with two were-tigers, and the gal who I would say is reluctantly caught between them. Can you tell me a little bit about your were-tiger brothers?
Ren and Keyshawn, yes. Everybody wants to know if my husband is exactly like Ren. And I say he is exactly like Ren, except he's a little older now and she's going bald. But you know, if Ren was going bald, he would be exactly like Ren. He gives great massages like Ren does, and he's very sweet. He loves poetry. So yes, my main character, Ren, is a little bit based on my husband. And then of course, you know, he's got the dream guy looks. And Keyshawn is equally, I think, a good guy. I think readers will love that even more when you hit book 2.
Well, I have to say, I've had a chance to read book 2, and I'm quite torn between the two men. I just feel for poor Kelsey. Now, these two beautiful guys happen to spend a lot of time as tigers. What inspired you to go were-tiger?
I love the story Beauty and the Beast. It's one of my favorite fairy tales of all time. I like that the sadness and tragedy of the beast and how somehow he kind of created this problem for himself and he needs help getting out of it. And I like strong heroines, so I wanted a girl that can go in there and do something. You know, not just fall in love with the guy, but do something to help him, and that they can build a relationship based on that. So I picked my beast. I had to pick a beast, and I didn't want to do a bear because they're kind of stinky. And you know, Lady Hawk was already done, and so I thought tigers, those are really cool animals, and you know, I would watch a tiger just to see a tiger, you know, let alone a handsome guy. So I think out of the animal world, they're probably one of my favorite, and they're powerful and just kind of depict the personality of the princes, I think.
Now, you have a lot of different types of animals in your story, as they do spend, I'd say about half the stories are set in India, or half of the stories. Can you tell me what it's like and how you really bring out the details that make all of the different animals come to life?
A lot of research, I knew that I wanted to have a cobra in the book somewhere because of India and the cobras and everything that connects there. And Phanindra is one of my favorite characters, even though she's not really a character, but she definitely has a personality, and we're going to get to see her do some really cool things later on in the series. And you know, in book 1 we have monkeys, and I'm in love with all things animal worlds. I would sit in front of National Geographic and watch it all day. So a lot of research and adding in the animals, I think, makes it a little bit more real. Like, you're really out in the jungle, there's really animals that can hurt you out there. So.
And now, can we talk a little bit about India? Did you know anything about India before you set your stories there?
Yeah, not at all. I didn't know anything about India. And I picked my tiger, and I picked a white tiger, and I originally thought I'd set the series in Russia because I thought that's where white tigers come from. And in research, I found that that's not true at all. They come from India, and so I wanted it to be as realistic as possible. So I stuck India in there, and I started researching and just became fascinated with the mythology and the unique color and visuals that India would add to the book.
And it really does mesh so perfectly. I had never really been interested in India before I read your books. But now, Indian food all the time.
Indian food every day, yes.
Now, if you had to describe your hero, Ren, and your heroine, Kelsey, in 3 words, what words pop to your mind?
Oh, 3 words. Ren is patient, he's thoughtful, and he's brave. And I think in some ways Kelsey's the same. I would call her a very brave girl. So I would say for Kelsey, she's a little lonely and brave and sacrificing. She's willing to sacrifice herself.
Now, in Tiger's Quest, the book that's just coming out in June, you really test their love. What was it like to pull them apart as you do?
Well, part of it is to add drama, because you want the reader to go, no! You want that big soap opera moment where you're not sure what's going to happen to them now. And so part of it was for dramatic effect. And I really wanted to give Keyshawn a little bit of the limelight. I wanted the reader to get to know Keyshawn a little bit, not just as you know, the love interest rival, but kind of get to know who he is as a man and how he interacts with Kelsey and how he is accommodating to the world. So I wanted to give him his little spot in the sun and to create the tension that's there.
And it certainly is. It sizzles right off that page. Now, I know we have a lot of readers out there who are going to devour Tiger's Quest. So can you give our RT readers some special detail to look for in Tiger's Voyage?
Tiger's Voyage. I think Tiger's Voyage is going to have a lot of surprises, unexpected things. And I think at the end of Tiger's Voyage, you're going to be sitting on the end of your chair just like you are in Quest. I think you're going to be, what's going to happen? And
can you give us something from the next one?
Yeah, my next book, each book represents, we focus on a different element. Mm-hmm. So Tiger's Curse is the earth book, Tiger's Quest is air, and then Tiger's Voyage is water. Mm-hmm. And so much of the book is spent on a magnificent yacht that the brothers own out on the Indian Ocean. And it's full of ocean creatures, and instead of monkeys, you have like all these crazy fish things and monsters and things that come up out of the sea. So you've got a little bit of Captain Nemo stuff going on there, which is really fun to see how tigers react underwater. And so it's kind of fun. And a little hint, Phanindra, your little spoiler, Phanindra is able to change into a sea snake and accompany them underwater, which is kind of fun.
Wow, I cannot wait. So you can pick up Tiger's Curse, which is out in stores now, Tiger's Quest, which will be out within the next week, and keep your eye out for Tiger's Voyage, which is coming out in November.